you're sick in bed, the first thing you do is call a woman, right? You don't call your boys.
My wife lets herself go after I have kids with her. If I'm going to tell her once.
How are this type of talk is allowed on a very public platform in social media? This type of misogynistic behavior has been seen so normalized on public platforms like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. Social media is accessible to everyone, especially children, where they spend most of their time on their devices. In this modern era, children even have their own social media account. Imagine what type of content and information that they see, especially since misogynistic content has been very normalized on social media. People openly talking about how they don't respect women and how they don't see women have any value in the workplace is an act of hate that will lead to women issues. Amnesty International created a poll across 8 high-income countries in 2017, revealed that 23% of women had experienced some form of abuse or harassment in social media platforms. An article stated by theconversation.com, male discrepancy test might come from the idea of being perceived as weak, dependent, or emotional. This distress has been linked to male violence against women. When men feel the effects of misogyny, it can have deadly effects upon women, which is why there has also been an increase in women cases in Malaysia. On an annual report by AWAS, shown you can see that there has been a rise of women cases in Malaysia. On January of 2022, there has been 33 total cases, and increased to 63 cases on October 2022. Social media has been a platform for misogynistic men stating their small-minded opinion and believe that there's so many of it. Let's see what is the reason for a surge in misogynistic content on social media. Anyone can have social media, which also means anyone can have a chance to be known. But should it be that way? Giving fame to the wrong person leads to them believing that whatever they say is deemed acceptable in the public eye, which is not true. All that they do is actually just preaching on how their misogynistic behavior is common and considered the traditional man mentality. One of the person is named Andrew Tate. If you don't recognize the name Andrew Tate, you have luckily avoided one of the most significant waves of misogyny on mainstream social media in recent memory. Tate, a pseudo right-wing influencer who exposes deep misogyny, rocketed to fame and infamy thanks to clever manipulations of social media algorithms, especially TikTok. Many articles have been written about Tate's rise to fame, and most of it is because of his extreme sexism mindset of how women are not deemed equal in society. Other than that, giving platform for people to voice out their unfiltered beliefs. Podcasts are an extremely popular form of audio entertainment and have progressed beyond being downloadable radio. Shows each podcast is series created by a host and then published episode by episode online, where subscribers can then download and listen to each episode when it's released. It is a very easy access and can be heard everywhere. Some of it are beneficial for listeners, whereas others are just platforms to show views of their own. Fresh and Fit, No Filter Pod are known for sharing their misogynistic views very publicly on their podcast. Take a look at this.
I think if you're in a serious relationship with a girl, she should not have an Instagram. That's cheating. In my opinion, I think a woman having an
Because the more you get pregnant, the more your value declines. Stretch marks.
Again, how is this allowed? Lastly, the public that doesn't realize the danger of misogynistic beliefs and lack of misogyny, even online, can have a long-lasting effect on women, either they are at the target or not. Some women claim that whenever they are harassed online, makes them feel fear in real life. Other than that, women on the workplace that have been a target of sexual jokes also complain how it makes them feel bullied and cheat for the sake of men entertainment. Perpetrators defend this behavior as joking. Let's take a case that's been uproar on Malaysia. 7-year-old Ain Husniza Saiful Nizam alleged that her teacher had made a joke about rape during class. Within a few days, a schoolmate threatened to rape her for sullying the reputation of the school. And as we have recently heard, she was threatened with expulsion for not attending school, especially on her last days or during her SPM years. Why is no one at her aid? People online even defended the teacher because all he did is just joking around. How is it a joke when it has affected Ayn so deeply that she's willing to not attend school, especially during her SPM years? Now that you know something about the reason of misogyny, let's look at the effects it has towards women. A 2015 study found that men who endorsed misogynism were more likely to be physically abusive toward their partners. They believe that they are allowed to have full control of their spouse, and if women were ever to fight back, they will be hurt physically. Additionally, people who endorsed hostile misogynism were more likely to believe in rape myths. In most rape cases, women are always asked the same common question: what were you wearing? Why you go out at night? Why are you alone with this person? These all are leading questions towards victim blaming. In a man-dominated space like police work, they seem to put their misogynistic beliefs ahead. They believe that it is somehow women's fault for not being careful, rather than blaming the perpetrator that actually committed the crime. Misogyny is a hate crime and is highly prevalent, but still significantly underreported, and continues to be so. It is a huge problem that must be considered dangerous. There are so many ways to defend this, starting by deplatforming people with public influence like Andrew Tate. This route of eliminate misogynist or gender violence doesn't help in a huge way, but it does pull the rug out from under some of its loudest proponents. Schools should be a good starting point where mutual respect can be inculcated in boys and girls. They are not the place for toxic notions of women to be popularized. It is crucial to educate people that misogyny is harmful to the health of society. To stop it, we must understand how it manifests and then to challenge sexist attitudes and practices at all levels. I would like to end my speech by saying women are human and equal to men. We are not a man's toy to be provoked and to prove our worth for a place in society.